What is up, guys? So today I have for the iPhone 16 regular, and today I'm going to be talking about whether or not I can recommend this device to you if you're interested in picking up a non-pro iPhone. So I'll be just kind of listing some of the things I like, some things about this phone, and there's just some downsides to this phone too. So let's get started. First, I will say that if there are like some specific spots that you want to watch this video, just look around in the timestamps and you can jump around with the video. So let's start off with what is new with this device. So starting off with a designed aspect, so we have this new design, which I kind of like. It looks pretty good. It has the like cameras going up and down the like phone instead of like the kind of, I guess, like not diagonal, not horizontal, but the weird like way that they went kind of sideways, but at a weird angle. So we don't have that anymore. So we have it just like this, as you can see, the two cameras right here, and that is so we can film spatial video. So that's really nice too. We also have a upgraded camera lens with micro mode, which I'll get into the cameras later. We have, yeah, so that's pretty much it for design. We have a matte finish, which I'm a huge fan of. We have some pretty decent colors. We have this black, we have white, we have ultramarine, teal, and the pink. I had to think of that last one. So we have pretty decent colors here. I have it in the black, obviously. So I do kind of like it. It is definitely black. I do like how kind of it's one color, so it's just very dark. If somebody likes black, this is definitely a great color. Kind of wish I went with the white or ultramarine, but black is definitely still a solid color. We have the action button, which that is a new feature. So it's nice just to have the more pro features on here. And also, we have the new camera control button, which we'll talk about later, and the A18 chip. So yeah, that's everything that's new with this iPhone 16. So starting off with the design, so I kind of briefly mentioned we have this horizontal camera layout, so it can now shoot spatial video, which is pretty cool. I think that the base iPhones can now shoot in spatial video. I mean, Samsung phones have always had their cameras going horizontally, so kind of copying a few different people. So we have that going on. We also have just pretty thick bezels, honestly, like not the best. We have dynamic island, we have the action button, like I just mentioned, and the camera control. So that's pretty much everything with a design aspect. We still have the aluminum siding with the new ceramic shield glass for the display and the back glass. Definitely would recommend getting a case like I have this OtterBox one that matches the case really well, and it does have MagSafe, so that works too. So yeah, definitely recommend getting some sort of case for this phone. But for design, it's definitely nice, and durability also pretty good, but not as good as the pros. Now for a definitely really important aspect of any phone, and that is the cameras. So the iPhone 16 has a good camera system. They're definitely not the pro camera systems that we see on the iPhone, well, Pro models. So we just have a 50 or 48 megapixel fusion lens for the main and a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and we do have a new macro feature, which is expected, and they should have added it before, but we now finally have that, which is nice. We just have a slightly upgraded like sensor for the 12 megapixel. So yeah, nothing crazy when it comes to cameras. No LiDAR sensor, no like telephoto lens. So we just have digital zoom. And for the front, we have a 12 megapixel selfie camera in the dynamic island. So when it comes to camera megapixel count, it's okay. It's not anything crazy. It's pretty nice. We do have like the different like features obviously that we've had before, and we now have the spatial video for the non-pro iPhone. So I think that's really nice just to be able to take spatial video for the Apple Vision Pro and even like the Meta Quest. I'll put some pictures on screen for you guys to look at. In some scenarios, the photos aren't as light as they are like on the pros, but yeah, I'll let you look through all these photos, and I'll see you in a few seconds. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of those photos and if you think the quality was good or if it was just mid or yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I think it produces pretty good photos, but for a phone that's like $800, I think you could definitely do a lot better. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments and let's move on. Okay, and also with cameras is the new camera control button. So obviously this is the same thing as on the Pros. You're not missing out on any features when you compare the action or the camera control button on the Pros to the non-Pro. So obviously just pretty much, I'm sure you know how it works by now. Press it to open, light press to kind of like do like the zoom, double press to switch between menus. Same concept, just pretty simple, but kind of easy. Just press it to take a picture. It's kind of cool. It's nothing revolutionary, nothing like crazy exciting. I think the biggest feature with this camera control button is the visual intelligence, which isn't quite out yet. It's still in beta. So yeah, when it comes to the camera control, it's a nice feature, but nothing to go crazy about. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to talk about is some of the like perks to having this phone. So obviously, some of the nicer things is the new Apple Intelligence. So this is the only non-Pro iPhone that gets the Apple Intelligence. The only phones that do is the entire 16 series, or the 16 Plus, Pro, Pro Max, and the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max only. So the base model 15s do not have Apple Intelligence, which, like I said, makes this the only base model iPhone that is able to have Apple Intelligence. So we obviously have the new Siri with AI. We have like the like summarize and like AI like writing tools and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty good experience. It runs pretty much the same on the iPhone 16 regular than it does on my iPhone 16 Pro. So both great experiences. I will be comparing the 16 regular to the Pro within the next few days. So definitely stick around if you want to see that. So it's definitely been good with the Apple Intelligence. It's been running really great, which thanks to the A18 chip. So like if you're wondering if it's not going to perform as well as it does on the regular Pro iPhones, it definitely performs really great. I will like to see how further down the road when the Genmoji and like the image playground and the visual intelligence and the ChatGPT integration with Siri like start to roll out to this phone and just see how it handles those things. So yeah, definitely stick around if you want to see how that kind of pans out. So when it comes to Apple Intelligence, it's definitely good. It runs really smooth. A good experience, which is I think important. So like if Apple's gonna, like roll out a feature to a non-pro iPhone, it has to be good. And they definitely, I think they nailed it. Now, let's also talk about the battery life. So, the battery has actually been really great. So, I haven't been like daily driving this phone yet, but I've definitely used it a good amount today and it's at 79%. We do have a slightly bigger battery. I'm not sure the approximate like size. I'll put it on screen, but it definitely is slightly bigger than the previous generation and it's been good. Like I've used it for the hotspot for a little bit. So it's definitely performed really great and I think for a non-pro iPhone, I was actually shocked to see how good it performs. It's like slightly better than my regular iPhone 16 Pro. So yeah, I don't know, keep that in mind. So you're probably gonna get like 2 days of like light or medium usage and probably over a day of heavy usage. So yeah, I'll let you guys know, keep you updated with like a more long-term review. So definitely stick around for on the channel for that. So yeah, when it comes to battery life, it's been good. I'm sure the A18 chip has definitely helped with that. So yeah, for battery, it's been a great experience. And yeah, like I said, subscribe and stay tuned for more like long-term review on that. Now, for some things that I think this iPhone 16 is so now for some things that I don't like about the iPhone 16. So starters, the display. So we have a 2000 nits display with for brightness, but just it's a 60 hertz display, which I don't know for a phone in 2024 that costs $800. I do not think that this should be 60 hertz. Like I think that's the worst thing Apple could have done. I don't know why they did it. Apple definitely needs to be, we need to send help to Apple. I don't know. So okay, the screen itself is fine. It's nothing crazy smooth. It's nothing super jittery or like laggy. So it's okay there. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that there is no always on display. Like the closest thing you're gonna get to a always on display is if you have like a charger, like kind of like this one from Swan Scout. Definitely go check them out. This video isn't sponsored. The closest thing you can get to always on display is the standby mode. And even then, you have to have a wireless charger and it has to be charging. So I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I think like Samsung's like Z Flip cover screen is at 60 hertz, but I mean that's a cover screen. But even this device has an always on display. So I don't know why Apple didn't incorporate that with their 16 or just give it a 120 hertz display. I get they're trying to save like the promotion for the like pro versions of the phone. So I don't know. I really hope they add a 120 hertz display to the iPhone 17 series. Also, I've just been noticing like a lot of just overall bugs with this phone. Like it's just I don't know. It's like happens sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. Like just when changing like different stuff in the setting or just like going between apps or even unlocking the phone, like, with the passcode, it'll just glitch or something will happen. I don't know if that's, like, something to do with the actual phone. This is not running a beta, so it's just, the what is it, iOS 18.1.1 official build. It's not on a beta. As you can see, there's no beta software installed. So, I don't know. Just keep that in mind that there are a few different bugs, but there's been no, like, overheating. There's been no, like, serious issues, just some minor ones. So just keep that in mind. Now, overall, my experience with this phone so far has actually been really nice. I've been really liking it. It's this nice compact design. It's just, I think Apple hit the sweet spot with the non-pro phones this year for the 16 series. Obviously, it's not going to be crazy good. You're not going to get the pro experience, but it's definitely a really great experience. I think they probably should have priced this more around $650. I know that's kinda not a lot to ask for, like, a phone, but still, I think this phone should be cheaper for what it is, but it's definitely not a bad phone, so I can definitely recommend it to you if you're interested in picking it up. It's definitely a solid phone, just not anything crazy. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this phone down in the comments, and subscribe if you wanna see my review on this phone more down the road, and comparison to this phone and the Z Flip 6 and the iPhone 16 Pro and some other phones. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.